broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey everyone, you're watching AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On. I am Derrial Christon, and here joining me today is the beautiful and talented Brit Shaw.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Congratulations for the movie Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. I saw it. It's freaky. I was like on the edge of my seat the whole time.
You saw it in 3D?
I saw it in 3D. Yeah.
Best way to see it.
Someone should have told me not to eat before though.
Did you poo?
No, I didn't poo,
No.
but like I definitely felt, like a couple moments where it was like a lot of 3D in my face, and I was like, okay, throat got a little lumpy, but it was excellent.
But you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I didn't do anything, bad.
That's good. That's good. As long as that doesn't happen, because I know Toby can scare you.
Toby,
He scared me filming it. So.
Well, the movie is destined to be really great at the box office this weekend, so congratulations on that.
Thank you. I'm really proud of it. I feel like the team I worked with was amazing, and from where we started and where it ended up, and the special effects has just made it kind of blew my mind when I saw it.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for the world and all the fans to see it.
And it's the last one, right? It's the official last one, so it's like no pressure.
Yeah, I mean that's what we think. It's the last one. Like we're answering all the questions, but they gotta leave something.
They gotta leave something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like the end?
I did like the end.
Me too.
I've seen all of them, so it reminded me very much of the first one, which was my favorite. So that's why I felt like when I read that it was possibly the last one, I was like, they're going out with a bang.
Yeah.
So, and it's a good story.
And I feel like Paramount and Blumhouse did go out with a bang. Like
Yeah.
it is a bang, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I feel like it's like very.
Literally.
Yeah. We're not going to tell you anymore,
We're not going to
though.
say. I'm not doing a spoiler.
Go see it.
Go see it. Just go see it. So how did you get involved with the movie? I mean, I know obviously auditioning, but what was the process of kind of really getting the character for the movie?
Oh, the character or the audition process?
Audition process.
Okay,
We'll start there.
so I got a call and I went in to Blumhouse and did the audition, and it was called Triple Threat. So there was like super top secret, and I had to go in and prepare a character, and they sent me these sides, and then I had to answer these questions. And then I got a call like that night that said that they want you to come back in tomorrow and that they would send me new script sides for the audition. And normally for an audition, you would get the sides like then, or at least like they didn't send them to me like till the next morning. And so it was just kind of like, what am I getting myself into? And then I realized that I should have known that that was kind of like the process of the whole filming thing. So it was like you're always on the seat, like flying by the seat of your pants. And so then I went in and then I knew like the next day that I was going to test for it. And then we went to a house in Northridge and I tested with Chris, who plays my husband in the movie. And they did a couple like scares in the test, which was kind of cool.
What kind of scares?
Like they had the guy like rig a glass, and I was testing with this little girl. And she was playing my daughter, and so we had to like have this moment, and then he was gonna pull that, like you didn't see the string, but he was gonna pull this off, and then it breaks, and then we have to like react to that, and then like a cabinet opens. So it was like in the test.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it's like all action. It's like you have to be really in that moment.
Yeah.
And then as far as like getting involved with the project, and for people who don't know about the movie, tell them more about your character and what they may see. I
play a character named Emily Fleege. Really great last name. The Fleeges.
The Fleeges?
So
quite original.
Whoever came up with that, thanks. And Emily is a really strong character, I think. Like, I think she's a strong presence, and we move into this house, and we have a wonderful little daughter who's happy and great, and we find this box of tapes, and then we realize that these two little girls, Katie and Christy, have started messing with her, and throughout it, Chris's character Ryan and I, and then his brother-in-law and my friend Skylar in the movie kind of realize what's going on, and then Chris and I realize that we have to save our daughter and figure out what's going on with her and how she's kind of become possessed. And so, you would think we'd run out of the house, but we don't.
Yeah.
Or else it wouldn't be a movie.
That's very true. It would change the entire context of the movie, I think.
Yes, it would. It would be Paranormal Activity. They left.
Hey, maybe that will be the next one. Maybe someone would get their sense and actually leave the movie.
Yeah.
Now, you in real life, I always like to ask people this who star in these great scary movies, would you have left? When you get those tapes and you're seeing and realizing like, hey, this house, everything's not going right in this house. Would you instantly have left the home?
Chris and I were talking about that earlier this morning, and we were both like, nope, now that we've shot this movie, we would stay in the house. We would figure this out. I feel like I used to be so scared of everything in my life, and then filming a scary movie, I kind of like am not as scared anymore.
Really?
Like, I had this experience on set. We filmed this really scary scene, and it was the only night out of like the 8 months that we shot this movie that I left set, and I just like felt something with me. And so I did like the slow turn as I was like walking to my car, and I'm like, okay, there's nothing, but I swear to you, I felt something with me. And so I got in my car, and then I drove home and went to bed, and then at like 2:15 in the morning, my TV comes blasting on, static, full volume, loudest it could go. It's never happened before.
And the TV was completely off?
Completely off. Never happened before. It was the same night that I felt that something left, sat with me. And so I think Toby came home with me.
Okay, well, I hope you didn't bring Toby to the studio with you today, because now I'm getting freaked out.
Toby, be quiet, okay?
Toby, stay away from the AfterBuzz Spotlight on studio, please.
Fine.
I don't want to take you home with me.
He's fine. He's just taking a nap.
Were you a fan of the other movies before of all the Paranormal Activities?
Well, when I got the job, they sent me a package with all the movies, and it was like, please watch. So I watched them all in the daytime. Right.
Smart.
And then it was, I think, like, what's so great about working with Paramount and Blumhouse is they really cared about the mythology of the movies, and like the fans are so huge, and it's such a huge successful franchise that they really wanted to make sure that we answered questions, because there'd been the other movies where things were left off, and they were worried about making these fans happy because they love these movies. So when we were on set filming, we kind of had like a paranormal Bible, we kind of called it. So we would, make sure that this was answered. This wasn't part of this. Like, what happened in PA1, what happened in PA2 and 3 and 4, like, how does this fit in? So they really like worked with that, which I thought was really cool. And I thought that we did a good job of keeping on track with making everyone want to see this movie.
Yeah, I mean, obviously fans are fanatics about the franchises. What do you think it is about the Paranormal Activity movies that fans just fall in love with and they have to go see them?
The reality of it.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people, I mean, from one, they thought they were real people. I thought they were real people. And then, I feel like this one's more of a movie feeling, but it's just the found footage feeling. Like, I learned how, like, at some points, I mean, of course we had like a great crew and a DP and it was all wonderful, but a lot of times, like, I was filming. Like, I had the camera, and then Chris would have the camera, Dan would have the camera, Olivia would have the camera, and they would just kind of let us go. Yeah. And so it's just like the reality factor of it. And then they'd like try and scare us. And so there was moments in there, and the house is lit 360. So there's no fourth wall. There's no fourth wall, okay. Yeah, so it's just like that really gritty, like real feeling that we're a real family. Yeah. And I think that's different than the rest. And I think it's just a really great take on found footage. Yeah. And adding the 3D element, which I think initially, and even in my reaction, was like, wait, what? This is going to be in 3D? Yeah. It's a found footage movie. Right. How did they find this footage and then do 3D? But when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is really cool to be a part of.
Now, you get roughed up in a couple of the scenes. Was there any stunt doubles, or did you do all your stunts yourself?
I did a lot of stunts myself, but I had a wonderful stunt double. Shout out to Mallory, who was awesome. She helped me with a lot of stuff. Like, we would work together, and anything that was huge that I couldn't do, of course she did, but I loved it. I mean, I did stunts that aren't in the movie, but I wish they were, but they didn't make it.
Like what? Like, give us an example of something.
Well, there's this one where I get rigged up and Toby like pulls me by my hair, but obviously we rigged it that it's my back, you know, like, and then it looks like my hair, and then he like, do you know in the movie, like, there's that railing?
Yeah.
And so, like, I go over to the railing as if, like, he's going to take me to the railing and then, like, drop me. So it's, like, this big scare. So, like, I had to do that. And then, like, I was, like, catapulted, like, over the railing.
Wow.
And I really had fun.
It
like, I want to do stunts.
I was going to say, is that maybe woman action figures in the future for you?
Yeah, totally. I love doing that kind of stuff.
I'm putting it out there. I feel it. I feel like it's going to happen.
I do too. I'm actually like, I'm shooting an action movie right now. So, and I did some stunts. You see, I have a bruise.
I see. Once you have the bruises, you're official.
I'm official.
You know? When you have the scars from the movie, it definitely makes it official.
Yeah, got some bruises here.
Ivy George, she plays your daughter. Phenomenal actress. Very
Amazing.
believable. It was almost freaky how believable she was. What was it like working with her on set?
She's amazing. She just loves set life, which is so cute. Like, she loved being there. You know, when you're filming a scary movie and you have, I think she was 6 years old. I mean, I was scared of my shadow at 6. I checked under my bed. I checked my closet. I checked my curtains.
I still do.
I still check my bed for bugs, though, not for Toby or demons. But I probably should, because he could still be there. And so she just was so on board for almost everything. I mean, there would be times where she was scared, so we had to make sure, because she believes it, you know?
Yeah.
And she can see you know how the movie has, like, it's funny. Like, there's such a comedic quality in the movie that when we had the cast and crew screening, like, she came and she knew what parts she could, like, sit in on, and then when she left. But I think she's fantastic, and she is so good in the movie. And I just love her and want to squeeze her and want her to be my own.
She's pretty cute. Yeah.
But she's not. She has another family. Darn it.
That's all right. That's okay. I'm sure you'll do a project with her again sometime in the future.
No, she was really just a thrill to work with.
And then you obviously believe in the supernatural. And when you watch back at the movie, like during the screening or when you first saw the full project, what was your reaction to seeing it? And what did you kind of like learn about your own acting ability in this type of scenario?
That I'm easily scarable, and that I don't know. I mean, I feel like it just felt like one of those things where you just have to be in the moment. You have to feel like, I know I keep saying, but it'd be like my headspace was there and I was in it. And so if like the sound guy came up, like he could scare me, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like we were in it and in that moment, and it's like you're really trying to like keep that energy. So I feel like when I see it, they really helped like keep that on the screen. And wasn't that the question?
Yeah, it was.
I'm not sure that was the question.
I think, it was. It was pretty much the question.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you answered it.
I think I did, or just a very long run-on sentence.
It works though.
Okay, good.
And then you mentioned kind of that the actors would have the videotape and kind of switch up on that part. How much of it was ad-libbed and how much of it was like straight to the script?
It was both. We had amazing writers, and I thought they did such a great job. And so we would have the script, and then within shooting, there were times like they would let us riff off of things. Like I felt like it was just such a great combination of both. Like we had to know the script for the day and what we were shooting, but at the same time, they allowed for improv. And Dan, who is in real life a comedian, I mean, he's just making jokes left and right. Like keeping a straight face with him is hard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So yeah, and then like by the kind of the end of the shoot, like we kind of started noticing that they were like writing for Dan's jokes, so that was kind of cool. They kind of like understood Dan's humor.
Yeah.
And but he's hilarious,
Yeah.
and so of course that's improving. But I think it was both, and I think that the writers for it had a lot of experience with scary movies and learning about found footage and all that, so it was cool to have them always there.
What's your favorite scary movie of all time?
Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension.
Good answer. Outside of that one.
Outside of that one, well, I feel like I'm definitely a new fan of scary movies because I wasn't before.
So
I was like
you weren't
scared.
into it?
No, I watched the first Paranormal Activity like this, and then I was so mad I went to see it because I couldn't sleep after that. And I believe everything. And so after I shot it, I was like, oh, okay, like it's just a movie, and I know that there's jump scares, and I know that it's here. But I feel like my favorite scary movie, I really liked The Strangers.
That's a really good one too.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked that it was like this house, and like you just didn't understand why they were. You just didn't. There was questions, but it was so scary, and you just didn't know. I didn't like. And then there was Mask,
Yeah.
which really freaked me out because
Yeah.
that can really happen.
Yeah.
Probably that.
So you like the more reality type of scary movies?
Yeah, not like gory, like, you know, where like you cut your neck off and then like blood spews out.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
I don't need it.
Wait, that's just national television
yeah,
now. Like,
yeah.
you can find that on any TV show now.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And then you grew up in Memphis. Mm-hmm. And at what age did you kind of get the acting bug?
When I played Pumpkin Number 3 in the Racket Club of Memphis tennis little like play program, I was probably like 4. I'll just never forget. I even remember where I was like sitting in the line in the room. It was like it would like come around. I knew I was coming. I was up close, and it was like Pumpkin Number 1, then number 2, and then number 3, and like I would stand up. And so then I realized that I had a love for it, and so then I don't know. I just always loved it. I just always have, and now I really love it even more, which is kind of hard to understand maybe if you're not in my shoes. But it's like I just really love the art of the human connection and like understanding characters, and so I just keep learning, and I love it.
And then what's kind of been your journey, coming from Memphis and making it, your big picture in Hollywood?
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned that even when you were filming some of your shows that you were guest starring on, you weren't even physically in LA.
Yeah, no, and yeah, that's right. And then I kind of was doing like TV shows, like guest stars here and there, and then like I wanted to, get an agent, and I was like, how do you get an agent? And someone's like, well, like write a short film. And I'm like, okay. So I wrote a short film and starred in it with a friend, Juddy Taut, and then that premiered at the LA Films Fest, and got an agent, and I don't know, it just kind of started from there, and then just did guest stars and TV shows, and then I was on season 2 of Nashville, and just always like, and then always staying in class, and I think that's really important, just always like working the muscle and being able to like let that side of you out all the time, so that when the jobs are there and ready, that you're ready.
Yeah.
And kind of always being a working actor.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then this came along after Nashville, and then I did a few other things, and then this was like the last year of my life. So yeah.
And then Nashville obviously is a superb show. Everyone loves that show as well.
Yeah.
And you played a socialite on that show.
Yeah.
And what was kind of your reference point for playing that socialite? Like, is there someone that you targeted and looked at and you're like, I'm gonna kind of mock my
There
character
was
off of
2
her?
people, but I can't tell you who.
It wasn't Paris Hilton?
No. I'm not going to say what I was just thinking.
See, now I want you to say it.
No. But no, I had 2 people that I feel like I meshed between the two, so I could understand where Olivia Wentworth was coming from. And I think that it was a really fun show to work on, and it was really fun to play someone with such high class, because you get to wear really cool clothes.
Yeah.
And really cool shoes, Yeah.
And what was it like working on that set? Because I know there's so much talent there, and the combination of actors and singers. There's a lot going on that show that's really great.
Yeah, I have to say, working in Nashville, the cast and crew just, it's like being home. Like people, I'm working in Atlanta right now, and just, I mean, they genuinely care about you. And you're like, wait, like you like think twice about like someone being nice to you, but that's where I came from. Like everyone's nice to you and they care about you and they genuinely care. Not that saying that's not out here, but like I've noticed that like crew members that have a specific job, you know how each crew member is a certain department, whether it be makeup, hair, wardrobe. Like when I'm in the South and I'm working with crews, they'll take other people's jobs, like out of just like niceness of like, oh, do you need this or do you want to do this? And you're like, oh, that's so sweet of you. Like you're really sweet to do that, but I know it's not your job,
right?
You know, but they're genuine about it. But Hayden Panettiere was awesome. She was so sweet to me. She was great as Juliet. Charlie Bewley, who played my husband, was amazing. Like our storyline kind of revolved around the three of us, and we just had such a great time together. And they were so welcoming and I just props to Hayden for being really, really sweet.
Yeah. Did you pick up any cool acting tips watching people on the set?
I don't know. I mean, I think you're always picking up stuff when you're working. It's just like every set you're on, you're just learning, whether it be like a new director and how their approach to it is, or a new actor and their approach, or people who can just turn it on just like that, or people who need time, or people who don't want to talk about it, or people who do want to talk about it. It's like every person I come in contact with has a different process. Yeah. And so I'm always learning.
And aren't you a singer as well? Don't you do a little performing? I saw it on your Twitter that you were performing with someone.
I did. I performed with Josh Lawson at the National Breast Cancer Coalition. They have it's called Lay Girls. It's a show that is kind of, the theme is like burlesque, but then you can either take pop songs or musical songs, whatever you want, and you kind of change the lyrics to like whatever you want to do. Like Steven Weber did like a hilarious number with Eric McCormick about like who they are in Hollywood, and they were just like ripping on themselves. It was hilarious. And then Brian Batt did Donald Trump, and so I did Taylor Swift, Shake It Off, and I talked about how the Kardashians are taking over our land, and it's Kardashian-stan.
Now I gotta see it. It's like I feel like
yeah, so it was actually pretty witty. Bruce Valanche wrote it, who is amazing. And so that was really cool to do and to support the National Breast Cancer Coalition in the month of October.
Would you like to do more singing in the future?
Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, I have a musical background. My dad and his brothers were musicians, and his two brothers are still like singing in bands, and so I always like grew up around music. Yeah. And so I really enjoy it, and I would definitely do it again.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll see possibly an album from you one day. You know? You're like, that's taking it too far? Maybe
I don't know. Maybe my rap album will come out.
Hey, listen.
Welcome to the 666 Clubhouse. We got a plot for you all. 3-6 Mafia, they're from Memphis.
No, I know. We got the exclusive of your rap skills, though, on AfterBuzz Spotlight On.
Yeah, that's me.
One thing I also want to ask you about that I found really interesting, which was your Twitter that says, or excuse me, I know it's on your Instagram, it says you love astronauts and Neosporin. So what does that mean? And what is that combination?
Okay. I love astronauts. I really think that in my next life, I want to be an astronaut. Like, I do. I just like I've always been so fascinated with space. And I follow this guy that's in space right now. He posts pictures every day. I wish Kelly, his last name's Kelly. And it is so fascinating to watch his pictures on Instagram. So anyone listening, follow him. Hey, Kelly. But yeah, I love astronauts, always love watching the movies about it, documentaries on it, and Neosporin is my secret weapon to anything. And I mean anything. Like, did you see that movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where he does Windex everything?
Oh, yeah.
I'm Neosporin on everything. And it's the cream Neosporin.
Okay,
the
it's
white
very
one.
specific.
It's not even the ointment.
Okay.
You have to get the white cream. So if you have zits, if you have scars, if you
Want to wipe
tweezed
your
your
windows,
eyebrows and they're red,
it does
if
everything.
you got anything.
Note to self, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Neosporin is like the new product to have. People don't know.
And I have like, if I opened my purse now, there'd be one in there. If I opened my car, there'd be one in there. And then like all I need now is just like a personal astronaut with me. And then I could have both.
And then you can have both.
Yeah. So I do. I mean, those are my loves.
I appreciate that.
And my dog, Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
Oh, cool name.
Yeah, so that's my Twitter.
And then now you have a bunch of projects that are coming up as well. You have Limelight, Dead Draw, a moving romance. Tell us about those different projects as well.
So Dead Draw is a great indie I shot in Chicago that's coming out, and Limelight is one I shot in June that is I kind of play like a Hollywood starlet, and this guy is like a big YouTuber. You know, like nowadays it's like if you're a big YouTuber, like producers call you up and are like, we want you to star in our movie. But we don't care if you can act or do anything, but please, you have followers.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, which is a cool movie to be a part of, because it's like based in like a reality that's real. And so I play like a actress that is, you know, has made it and is big, and then this person gets put in the movie with me, and it's kind of like him figuring out what Hollywood's really about, and me being like, who are you, dude? And then, I mean, it's not really like that, because that sounds dumb, but you know what I mean.
No,
Anyway. And then I'm shooting a movie called Shadow right now, with Jonathan Rhys Meyers and Cam Gigante, and that's kind of like an action movie in Atlanta we're shooting, and it's a fun little role to play. It's like I get to do cool stunts, and my character goes kind of like undercover in a way and plays like two sides of herself, and then kind of gets caught in the middle of bad things happening, and then I don't want to tell the rest because I want people to go see it. Yeah, but that's been fun. And then a moving romance was a TV movie I did with Keegan Allen and Amber Childers, and that was like down home country girl that is living in a small town, and it's a cute little romance movie.
A little romance. That,
you know, on a Sunday when you just want to cry and feel loved, that you'll watch the movie and just feel good about yourself.
I definitely need to check it out then. That's what I do on all my weekends. So
every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, you are an inspiration to so many actresses, I mean, who would like to follow in your footsteps. If you could give advice to someone who wants to do the same things you're doing and lives in, you know, Memphis or Ohio or outside of LA, what would you tell someone how to start in this business? Never
give up on your dreams. I just really live by that. It makes me tear up every time I think about it, but I just like really think that if you set your mind to something, that it's possible to do it.
Yeah, that's true. Remember that.
Remember it, because it's true. Yeah, and just work hard and like know what you want. You know, it's
important.
You're making me cry over here.
Oh, don't cry. This is a happy interview.
It's a really happy interview. Yeah, no, I just hope that everyone knows that they're capable of anything they want to do in life. I feel like we're powerful people. Yeah. We can make shit happen. Beep.
Beep beep. There's that cuss word. There's the one you get for the show. Well, to to get to non-crying, I got some fun questions for you to let people know about you a little bit more. What's your favorite song out right now?
Jason Derulo, Want Me to Want You. Step in the door.
Want me to want you. You don't want me to sing. That's what you don't want. You don't want me to sing.
That one.
Oh, that's a good one. Favorite movie of all time?
Elf.
That's a good one. Very random. Wasn't expecting that answer, but a great movie, regardless.
I love Elf. Like,
what do you love about Elf? I just gotta know.
Like, bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. Bye, Mr. Norwal. And then he like goes to New York City, and then there's like gum under the thing, and he's like, candy. And then he's like it's just like he's so good at playing a little kid who like it's so believable like that you would do that. You'd be like, oh, gum underneath here, I'd get that. Or he goes and he buys the very nice something special for his dad, and it's like the lingerie.
Oh, it's the lingerie, yeah.
Because it says it's just like in the department store is something special. I'm like, if you didn't know any of that, you would do that.
That's such a kid move. It is.
And so he just plays it so well.
Yeah.
I love it. It just makes my heart warm.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
And then one of your most embarrassing moments of all time.
Okay. I have a lot. There was one when I was in high school that comes to mind. And it was with this teacher. It snowed. And it doesn't snow a lot in Memphis. And we were going on a field trip. And I just do dumb stuff a lot. Like I just like want to make someone like laugh or something. And so I get this snowball and we're outside and we're about to get in, like the cars are pulling up. And so my friend is like over there. And so I'm like, I'm going to hit her with the snowball, you know, just like on the shoulder or whatever. Well, as soon as I wind up and release, the teacher walks right in the line, nails her in the face. And it goes down slow motion like in a movie. She does the slow turn. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to die right now. I'm like, I'm going to be going to the principal's office. Like, I just, it was so embarrassing. And I just can't ever get it out of my head because it was just one of those moments where I'm like, why'd you need to throw the snowball?
Right.
Why'd you need to even pick up the snowball? What, like, who do you think you are? And then the teacher had to walk in that. So I feel like that stuff happens to me a lot. And then I learned, don't do it.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah. That's a good one, though.
Just like, yeah. So that was pretty embarrassing.
And then this is a word association game or question right here, which would be our last question.
Okay.
What is the first thing that comes to mind when I say any of these three words? The Kardashians.
They're taken over.
Okay.
Is that have to be one word?
You know what? We'll let you have more. Whatever you need. Whatever you need. Miley Cyrus.
Tongue.
Okay. Donald Trump.
Doesn't she do that all the time?
She does do that all the time. She does.
Donald Trump. Why?
Taylor's.
Wait, was it one word or like?
You know what?
Because I created the game now.
I'll let you cheat. You can have more than one word. Whatever you want.
Okay.
So Donald Trump is still Y or is
what? Hair.
Hair.
Wait, it's still one word.
Still one word. It's working. Last one, Taylor Swift.
Killing it.
Yeah.
I feel like she's killing it.
Yeah.
She's got her. She's doing it. She's.
Yeah.
You know, rocking.
I
feel like I'm just like moving my head back and forth.
Yeah, you're making me. You're actually making me.
That's kind of how I feel. Like if I saw Taylor Swift, I'd be like, "Girl,
too. Yeah." All you need to do is start singing now too. So we
like,
got the rhythm going already.
Yeah,
so.
it's like she'd be like, "Hey, Bruce Springsteen, want to play with me tomorrow night?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, I'll be there."
Right.
And like he's on stage with her. Like she can get anybody.
That's true.
So she's killing it.
She's a superstar.
Yeah,
she is. Where can fans find you on social media? They
can find me on Twitter, where I love astronauts and Neosporin, at Brit Shaw _X, and on Instagram at Brit Shaw _X. And I think Facebook as well. I think I tried to make it all the same.
And do you respond to people's Twitters when they, hit you up and ask you questions about movies or projects?
Yeah, I love social media. I love interacting, and I love that people go on there and create a community about it. So I love it.
Awesome.
Do you love it?
I do. I love to have opinions on social media about random things, so, but not as random as Neosporin and astronauts, by the way.
But you so love it.
I do love it. Now I know what it means. I love it even more.
I know.
Well, thank you for joining us today on Spotlight On. It's been an absolute pleasure.
And I'm glad that you like the movie, and I'm excited to share it with everyone, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. So go see it.
Everyone go see it. It's definitely worth it. Thank you for tuning in to Spotlight On. I'm Derrial Christon. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Remember to go see this movie this weekend, Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, with Brit Shaw, who's killing it.
Oh.
And we're going to see her in a lot of new projects coming up soon, so be sure to check her out.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.